Alright, today I'm going to run through the steps on how to make a wooden spoon. First of all, you'll need to grab the equipment and tools that we provide here. So, just to grab yourself a piece of timber off the side. Make sure you get one with nice grain in it. You see the grain in this piece of timber is got no knots in it, so it'll be a nice easy piece.
You're going to want to get some various tools. You can grab the wooden jig that holds your timber. You can grab a plane, a wooden mallet and a coping saw.
Okay, you'll also need some tools out of this mobile trolley. Now, in the bottom of this mobile trolley off both sides, there's a drawer. You see plenty of gouging chisels in those. My favourite is this type of gouging chisel. Okay, they do it much easier, and you don't have to be as strong to use them. Okay, so you can grab one of those. Normally, you would want to place this on your table, and you just grab them when needed. You also can use some of these. They're called a rasp. They're like a file with big teeth. Okay, that's a good one. And if there's room on your table, maybe alternating tables, this could go on the table beside you, and then everyone can easily grab all the tools they need. You'll then need to push the trolley out of the way so you're not going to trip on it. Our next step is to start putting the timber into the jig. So we grab our jig, and you'll notice that there's a piece of timber sticking out the bottom of that. That's designed to fit into the vise, so you can tighten up the vise, and it's going to hold your work nice and firmly. Now the timber should slide in here. If it doesn't, if it's a little bit too tight, what you can do is go over to a vise next to you, grab a plane, and take a bit off the side of the timber. It's good if it is a nice snug fit, but if it's too tight, you might break the jig. It's going to hold my work nice and firmly now, and it's going to make it a lot safer. I'm going to push the end of the vise out of my way. I'm not going to hit it with my hand, and we can start drawing the piece up. When you go to draw the piece up, it's important to make a rectangle on the top first. What you can do is draw the basic outline of the spoon on first. And if you've made a pattern for this, you should be able to copy off the pattern that you've made. An easy tip for getting a nice oval shape for the top of your spoon is to divide it into sections, and make sure you put your hand on the spoon when you're drawing it up. You'll notice that I've just moved my whole body around to the other side. That allows me to get a nice curve on each side. I can follow it around on the top. I'm always moving around to make it easier for me to do a good job. Okay, so once you've got the basic shape of the spoon on the timber, you need to put another line on the inside. This is where you're going to carve out the timber from, because you're not going to carve the timber all the way to the edge. You're going to leave about 1/2 centimetre Okay, and you also need to put a line straight through the middle. Once you got to this stage, you can start working on carving the spoon out. Now it's time to use the chisel, and we pick up our chisel, just remembering whenever we're transporting this chisel, the best way to hold it is in your hand like this.
You should be grabbing the chisel by the blade and making sure that the blade comes out just outside the reach of our hand. So that prevents us from accidentally stabbing anyone else with the sharp end of the chisel. And because of the sharp point of the chisel is just out the side of our hand, we are unlikely to cut ourselves as well.
And if you're walking around the room by your side, like that's fine. Before we start any work, it's very important that in this room, whenever you're doing any practical work, that you have eye protection on. Now in this room, the eye protection is stored over on the wall over here. I'm going to go and get myself some. And also important that at the end of the lesson, you put that away so someone else can use it again as well. And something that doesn't help you is if you put them on top of your head like this, that's not protecting my eyes at all, okay? Just make sure that you don't forget, when you're doing the work, make sure that those glasses are pulled down over your eyes. Grab your mallet, and when you start to chisel,